The rivalry between LSU and Alabama is old. How old? When it started, the car was a new invention and the Old West was still a thing. The rivalry even predates the name the Crimson Tide. Back in 1895, the Alabama Crimson White hopped a train to Baton Rouge to take on the LSU Tigers in the relatively new game of American football, LSU won. Since that game, the teams have played 79 times and Alabama has scored a win in 49 of those matchups. But if you're thinking the matchup between Bama and Louisiana State has always been the heated rivalry it is today, think again. By most accounts, throughout the history of the teams playing, the Alabama-LSU game wasn't that big a deal. Alabama fans were much more worried about rivals like Tennessee or Auburn than the Bayou Bengals. So how did the annual matchup between the two schools become the super hyped clash of the Titans it is today? Well, like most of the modern history of Alabama football, it all boils down to one man, the anointed one, Nick Saban. If you ask most people, the rivalry really heated up when Nick Saban left LSU to become the head coach of Alabama, but that's not actually what happened. Nick Saban was head coach of LSU from 2000 until 2004, and in that time he led LSU to wins over Alabama in 4 out of 5 games, and even scored a national championship for the team. But in 2005, he left LSU not to go to Alabama, but to become the head coach of the Miami Dolphins. But after 2 disappointing seasons in the NFL, Saban returned to college football in Tuscaloosa in 2007, and the modern-day Alabama-LSU rivalry was born. It reached a fever pitch in 2012 when the two teams met in New Orleans for the BCS National Championship game. Alabama won in a shutout and has been on a winning streak ever since. So who will take home a win when the Tigers and the Tide clash in Tuscaloosa this week? For complete coverage of the game, keep it locked on AL.com.